Historic Bath Row in downtown Hot Springs is that setting, but we are inside the friendly confines of Bank OZK Arena as the 4A Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC is coming your way. Alongside Madison Fitzpatrick, I'm Bobby Swafford. Welcome into it. And this is a game, Madison, that, well, we probably expected these two teams to be here. Talking about the Brookland Lady Bearcats and Shiloh Christian, two teams who know how to get here, who've played in countless state championship games.
Oh yeah, I mean, Brookland has the experience. This is their fourth in a row. I mean, that experience makes you comfortable in front of these big crowds. You can be more aggressive. It loosens you up to be, you know, as aggressive and play as openly and freely as possible, and that's when players play their best.
Yeah, we joked with Coach Nancy Rodriguez from Brookland. I was like, hey, it's nice to get here and not have to play your biggest rival in Valley View, their fourth straight championship appearance. But the team they're going to play today, led by Coach Nathan Bodenstein, the Shiloh Christian starting lineup. You can see it there. So we'll start the conversation with them, and you have to start with Ryan Russell right in the middle. 350 kills for the Lady Saints this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, she is absolutely incredible. She's only 15 kills away from 1,000. That hitting percentage is over 300, which is a really high percentage. And she's a lefty, which makes opposing blockers, it's hard for them to read her shoulder well.
Talking about Brookland now for Coach Nancy Rodriguez, you can see their starting rotation. They'd like to spread the ball around, but number 20, Evan Polsgrove, is going to be a player that we have to keep an eye on. Leads the team in kills, leads the team also in service aces.
Yep, 344 kills, 110 blocks, and just a sophomore. And those numbers are numbers that you get when you're more mature and you're a senior, so she's very talented for her age, and only 5'8", which means she can jump and she's very athletic.
These two teams know how to get to the state championship. Shiloh Christian brought home the title in 2015 and 2017. They're 26-6 on this season. Brookland, 3 previous titles. The last one, though, came in 2016. But as Madison just mentioned, 4 straight trips to the finals and 5 of the last 7. And these two teams about to duke it out. You can see Shiloh Christian wearing the Navy uniforms, trimmed in gold. All the Brookland Lady Bearcats wearing the red tops, outlined in black. Good look at Coach Nathan Bodenstein and Nancy Rodriguez. The stage is not going to be too big for them. And Madison, you sit here and you look at it and you think about playing in a title match. I guess the experience, at least of your coach being there, and obviously for Brookland, your players are not going to be, you know, I guess taken back by the big stage. Oh,
totally. The more reps you get in the high pressure, big stage situations, the better you're going to play under pressure. And so they definitely have that experience to stay cool when there's so much at stake.
Nice cross-court spike for number 22 for Shiloh Christian, Jill Dudley. Kill number 175 on the season. They like to spread it around to Shiloh Christian. 4 players with 175 kills on the year.
Really smart to spread it around. That way the opposing team, they can't get set in their defense. The block doesn't know which way they're going to go. That's really smart and hard to defend.
A lot of times you'll see a team that has 1 player with a huge kill total, as there's another one put down by Carolyn Ramsey. But how important is it a team to have multiple options on offense?
Oh, so important. That way the middle blocker can't read the setter as well. They're not going to get there and close those blocks. The defense has a harder time getting comfortable reading the player's shoulders. It's everything. The best teams spread their offense.
Shiloh Christian out to an early 2-0 lead, but that one's going to go to Brookland as a net violation and going to go against the Lady Saints.
She's laughing about it. I think she told her coach she pulled down the net. You got to be aggressive.
We talked about Evan Polsgrove in the open. 61 aces to lead the way for Brookland. She's on the serve here for the Lady Bearcats. And there's a early look at what they call a double hits. And Madison, exactly what does that mean? I guess sometimes it was called a lift, and that time the referee held up 2 fingers. What's the official definition there?
So my official definition is when the setter goes up, or any player, using their hands to set it, and it comes off one hand early, and then it comes off the second hand a little later, and the ball is super spinny, the ref's going to call that a double. Like, that ball's a little spinny, but it didn't come off her hands at different times.
Another one put down for Shiloh Christian. The offense working. There's Ryan Russell. 330 hitting percentage on the season. Shiloh, early 3-2 lead here in the opening sets of the 4A state championship.
And you know, Ryan Russell's going to look to get those 15 kills so she can get 1,000 in her career.
This is match number 3 of 5 on the day. And a line violation there in the center. And give the point over to Brookland. Evens the match at 3 apiece. Momentum is the name of the game for volleyball. How big is not only obviously jumping out to a big lead, but in the first set to help calm the nerves a touch?
Oh, exactly. Momentum is huge. The more you're in the lead, the more you have the momentum, the more comfortable you're going to be, the more aggressive you can be, the looser you play. So momentum is everything in the sport of volleyball.
Good crowd on hands here in Hot Springs. Some might have been watching the Razorbacks, put a whooping on Auburn already. Now you can flip over and watch volleyball the rest of the afternoon. Nice network there by Brookland to alter the kill attempt, as Shiloh Christian answers with a block of their own.
Fantastic block by Shiloh Christian. You see the middle, get all the way out there to the right side, get lined up in front of her shoulder and press over the net. You see it here, they're swing blocking. Middle closes the block really well.
There Shiloh Christian used a two-girl block as Brookland puts one into the net. Sometimes you'll see a one individual block, sometimes the team will rotate a second over. What's the advantage or maybe the disadvantage of doing that?
You want to have 2 people on the block. You want to get your middle all the way out there to the pins as much as possible. That way to cover as much ground, make it a little easier on your defense. But then, we saw right there, you run the risk of being tooled if you get there a little too late, and the opposing hitter can hit off your hands.
Addie Vowell puts that one down, and she heads to the bench. Shiloh with the 6-4 lead, though. Haven't seen any crazy runs today as that serve goes long. A lot of times you could see an 8-9 point run because as things get out of hand, momentum starts to go. But of course, as you'd expect in the state championship matches, these 2 teams, and the 4 teams that we saw previous, haven't been affected too much by those big runs.
Exactly. The higher you get, the better you get throughout the tournament. It's easier to side out. Like the better teams are going to side out more. Oh, good ace serve. Sorry, I got distracted because that was a great serve.
That one served up by Savvy Williams, the 5'2" junior. Nice response there for Brookland as Maddie Smith, just a 5'5" junior, but she elevates and puts one down.
Maddie Smith with a very high reach, even though she's short, because she jumps really high. Put that ball in great placement, just slightly out of the reach of the libero.
Shiloh Christian trying to steal one as they inch it over the nets. Brookland there to respond. That's attack too strong by Abby James and sails long, and Brookland's put together back-to-back points.
Brookland may go into this momentum thing that we've been talking about.
Oh. Nice tip across the net there. Chloe Rodriguez, the 5'11" sophomore setter, steals the points. A 3-0 run for Brookland. They're hitting 0 as a team, as an overall average, but they're finding a way to score points, and that ace is certainly going to help the cause.
Momentum, and I see Brookland's got a really good student fan base section behind them cheering. It makes it easier to score points when you have the momentum.
Might have spoke a running to existence. We said that we haven't seen any big ones all day, but 4 straight now for Brookland. Another nice tip there by Rodriguez. So many times as a team, you're expecting the ball to, of course, get bumped, set, and then an attempt to hit. How I guess advantageous is that quick tip over the net, like we've seen Rodriguez do twice now?
Oh, it's huge. Really good teams are going to want to get the other team out of their rhythm. They're going to want to catch them off guard. They're going to want to mix up the pace of the game. And Rodriguez does that very well.
A big put down there by Abby James. She saw the defense left a hole in the middle of it for Brookland, so she found the crease and tied the match at 9. How much as a player do you pay attention, I guess, to the positioning of the other team? Of course, you're worrying about your own rotation, but of course you're looking for holes like that.
Oh, 100%. We practice vision all the time in volleyball. If you can see the other court and you can see where the holes are, even if you don't have a ton of power, you can place the ball and get the point.
That time Brookland's defense converges, tries to set up the offense. Rodriguez again with another attempt. It's just good ball movement we've seen so far from both sides. And Brookland now puts that one into the nets. And one of the longest rallies we've seen. I heard one of the coaches that we talked to this week, and forgive me for forgetting which one, they said an offense that passes really well, it almost looks like it doesn't even touch their fingertips. It's like almost a well-oiled machine.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. It looks really smooth.
Yep, Chloe Rodriguez again with another tip for the point. 936 assists and 141 kills coming into it for Rodriguez, but you can tell Shiloh Christian's going to have to adjust a little bit to account for what Rodriguez is doing as far as the tip game.
Exactly. Good setters, they're also offensive weapons. So the fact that she's up there and she's holding Shiloh Christian's defense accountable and saying, hey, you don't know what I'm going to do with the ball, that's really good by her.
Yeah, that's the advantage of having a state tournament. It's all at one location. You get to watch your potential opponent up to 3 times in the state tournament, learn tendencies, learn rotations, as that one sails long. Shiloh Christian leading this first set 12-10 in the 4A state championship match. And that serve also goes long. So you can kind of see that maybe the nerves are a little wound too tight. We're seeing a lot of serves go long early in this match.
We've seen that a lot throughout the day, I think because of how high the stakes are. It's, of course, natural to be a little nervous, but the longer the game goes, the less mistakes that will probably be made as teams get warmed up and more comfortable.
Rodriguez sets that one up, and her teammate tries to put it down, but nice rotation by the Shiloh defense. Block really effective early on for Shiloh, as you can see so far. By far the longest rally we've had. These two teams just exchanging blows at each other.
I'm very impressed with Shiloh Christian's defense.
Call that a double hit. It ends by far the longest rally of the day, ties the match at 12. Both teams with 5 kills. That one too close to the net, and Brookland got a chance to take advantage here. And they do. That one put down. Number 20, Evan Paulsgrove. 330 on the season, and Brookland takes a lead.
You see right there why she has so many kills. So powerful, stays behind the ball and swings all the way through.
Shiloh tries to answer with that one from Dudley, sails long. And the Lady Bearcats have now scored 4 straight and lead at 14-12. It's the second 4-0 run we've seen Brookland put together here in this opening set. Shiloh tries to answer, and Dudley's kill attempt negated. And Brookland, though, is going to send that one wide. Shiloh Christian ends the mini run.
Really long, good rallies. Back and forth, and then it typically has been ending in an error. Throughout those long rallies, you have to stay disciplined and stay focused.
5 attack errors for Brookland, just 4 for Shiloh Christian here in the early goings. A lot of times you'll hear fans or coaches ask for that double hit on the sets. Of course, that's the easy thing to chirp at the officials about, but how often do you think that's actually happens compared to how often it's called?
I think if I were a ref, I would be pretty strict with it. I think it honestly just depends on the type of ref. But sometimes if coaches see that ball spinning at all, they're going to want that double call.
That's the easy. It's kind of like the walk or the double dribble in basketball. It's the easy thing to yell at the officials about as Brookland puts another down.
Exactly. You just throw up those two fingers.
That's right. 15-14, Lady Bearcats. Looking for their first state championship since 2016. Line violation on the center court. We're going to give another one over to Brookland. How difficult is that? I mean, of course, it's all about body control, and you're always taught to stay out of the net, but you also have to worry about your feet placement on that center line as well.
Oh, exactly. There's a lot going on. You're wanting to get all the way there to make the block, or you're wanting to be aggressive on the swing, and a lot of the times you're not thinking about your feet and where they are on the line.
Shiloh Christian sends that one long, and Coach Nathan Bodenstein from Shiloh Christian is going to take a timeout, so we'll step aside with them. Brookland leading at 17-14 as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
Welcome back inside Bank OZK Arena. Brookland's scored the last three, and they lead at 17-14 in this all-important first set in the 4A state championship match. We've seen a pair of sweeps up to this point today, so we know how important that first one is. Of course, we've talked about it, Madison, how important momentum is in the game of volleyball, and I guess you can't have any more momentum than winning the opening set.
No, exactly. You have the opening set, and you have the confidence. And the other team, you know, maybe they doubt themselves or how they played in the first set, and they're already thinking about the last set. You've got to have short memory.
That's a big spike coming out of the timeout. Reese Jones, the 5'10 sophomore. You see there, number 9 for Shiloh Christian, and stops the mini run, maybe stops the bleeding, and tries to get momentum to swing back the other direction. Jones again attacks that back line, and Brookland has to scramble to get one across, and they do. Nice rotation there for Brookland. Saw the tip coming. Brookland took advantage there. Both teams were really scrambling out of position, and Brookland able to take advantage of it, puts one down as the kill pushes their lead back to 3.
Little surprise attack. It seemed like Shiloh Christian wasn't quite ready for that swing right then.
I'm going to say that was 4 hits by Shiloh Christian, and what that means is the ball never actually cleared the net and never touched by a Brookland player. So, of course, you can only get 3. 4 is frowned upon.
Just frowned upon.
Yeah. 4-point lead. Now another service from Walker. Nice cross court there. And Shiloh Christian needed Riley Callison to put one down, and the 5'11 senior obliged. 19-16 is our tally.
That's her first kill of the day, going behind on the slide.
210 kills on the season coming to this championship match, so Shiloh needs number 21's offensive game to be on point. That one sails wide, and Shiloh Christian starting to feel a little momentum. No, correction, they're going to say that one was deflected, and Coach Bodenstein did not agree with that one.
Let's look here. In the replay, you're going to see Maddie Smith, so explosive. Maybe not the tallest, but has the jumps and so explosive. They didn't show you the touch, but I'm pretty sure that was a touch.
2016, Brookland's got a lead. Shiloh and gets it across. Brookland, though, puts another one down. Destiny Calderon and Coach Bodenson's going to take his second timeout of the match, but we'll keep it here, Madison. I mean, so you're down 5 if you're Shiloh Christian. What do you have to do to, coming out of this timeout to not only thwart the momentum for Brookland, but obviously try to put together a run to get back into this first set?
You keep your cool. You focus on the basics. You say, okay, we're not playing the best, so then let's just take it down a notch. Let's be simple. Let's focus on our pass, every single contact. Let's make it as clean as possible. You focus on the first touch, the set, and then the swing usually comes with it. So if you break it down to the fundamentals and the basics and you just simplify it in your head as a player, it makes it all easier. Try not to get overwhelmed. Try not to think, oh, they only need 4 points until they win. You just take it point by point and break it down.
Without diving into the numbers too much, you look at the last 15 points or so in this first set, it really seems like the Brookland offense is starting to come to life. They've got 11 kills now. The hitting percentage, which was 0 to start, is now up over 125. And we'll go over that in the second set, exactly what the hitting percentage means. But the numbers are starting to show up, and of course the offense is starting to become the big reason before that.
Exactly, and I think it's because they're getting more comfortable. They're making less errors.
Shiloh Christian trying to close into that 5-point deficit. They can't do so as that one's sent long. And Brookland just 3 points away from taking this opening set. Lindsey McCall on serve. See if Shiloh Christian can answer. Sent into the net, so Shiloh does inch back ever closer. It's such a cliche. You just got to take it one play at a time, 1 point at a time. In volleyball, it's absolutely true. There are no magical 3-point plays. You can't hit the grand slam. You just got to chip away, and get yourself back into the contest.
Exactly. No 1 point is more important than the other.
There's that one. A play at the nets, won by Brookland. He's really starting to see Chloe Rodriguez, the 5'11 sophomore, really almost establish dominance right at the net.
Oh yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with up there. She's hitting 4-4. Very aggressive, kind of a wall up there. Oh, but not for that point.
Yep, that's a big time put down by Abby James, the 5'8 junior for Shiloh Christian. You can kind of tell, if you watch the court, you don't necessarily just watch the ball, you see the flow, and you see a good set more times than not, it's going to result in a play like that.
Yep, if you're in system and you have a good set and the ball's in front of you, and you have your nice long approach, you can usually see the court better, and you have more power behind it, and it's a lot easier to get a kill when you're in system.
An error there by Brookland allows Shiloh to get within 4. Chance to cut into that Brookland lead even more here. That one, nice job to go cross court. Evan Polsgrove puts the Lady Bearcats a point away from taking set number 1.
Evan Polsgrove with the deep swing cross court.
That serve goes wide. So Shiloh Christian down 4 will have service.
It's possible. We've seen 4 points in a row.
Shiloh Christian certainly going to need to put a run together here. That one, though, catches the line, and Brookland going to take the opening sets. And we saw it, Madison, midway through that first. The Brookland offense came to life, and they put one down. 25-20, Lady Bearcats take the opening set. We'll step aside here in the 4A state championship game as you're watching it right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Sports is so important to this state and the fabric of the state, and I appreciate Arkansas PBS doing all the state title games, and that makes it available for not just the fans in Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, but fans around the entire state. I can only think of the kids in small towns, and this is the biggest moment maybe in their sports careers, and they have that keepsake of having that game on TV to have with them the rest of their lives.
What makes a dairy bar different from other food establishments? Here in Arkansas, it describes a whole selection of restaurants we love. It's a location that serves ice cream, burgers, or hot dogs, some having been in existence 50 years or more. Come travel with me on a culinary itinerary of Arkansas dairy bars.
Download the PBS video app or watch online.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! Whoa. It's going up in here! Let's go!
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Your Arkansas PBS Student All-Star for 4A, Chloe Rodriguez at Brookland High School. She's a setter sophomore. Her GPA is a 4.0. Her future plans are to play college volleyball and major in biology in hopes of becoming a dental hygienist. Congratulations, Chloe Rodriguez, the Arkansas PBS Student All-Star.
There's a good look at Chloe Rodriguez right there. A big first set for her as she had 4 kills to help Brookland take the opening stanza 25-20. Shiloh is going to start set number 2 on the serve. Four kills apiece in that first set for Polsgrove and Rodriguez for Brookland. That one, though, goes into the nets. And looking at the numbers from that opening frame, Madison, Shiloh Christian hit just 0-28. And so that means the offensive attack not working yet.
No, exactly. The standout for Shiloh Christian right now is definitely their defense. I've been very impressed with how many balls they've gotten up. But as far as offensively, they've not been able to convert those to kills.
That one, that set goes too wide and evens the match at 1 apiece. And do you think that credit goes to, is that this physical errors, or is that more credit to the defense? Or a little bit of both?
Yep, I think it would be a little bit of both. Shiloh Christian just hasn't found their groove yet as far as setter to hitter connection. And then also the defense is doing really well just right there. They got another block.
Brookland looks like they've controlled the net, and that one gets down. And the Lady Bearcats take a 2-1 lead.
Right here you see middle long arm, high reach, and just tooling the hands of the middle blocker.
Keely Berry credited with the kill there for Brookland. That one, though, a little too far outside, and tried to sneak that one inside the pin and couldn't do so. Evens the match at 2 apiece. Looking at the numbers in the first set for Shiloh Christian, Abby James led the way with 3 kills, but you mentioned the defense is really what allowed the Lady Saints to battle Brookland to the end.
Yep. Coach Bodenstein said it's the best defensive team he's ever had. His libero actually reached over 1,000 digs as a sophomore. I mean, that's the ultimate libero right there. That's an insane number. He said he's blessed with 3 really good DSs, and we can see that here tonight.
Yeah, talking about Bella Bonanno. Pretty amazing to see those numbers.
As just a sophomore. Wild.
And that one can't be saved by Shiloh's defense. Brookland again on another mini run. 4-1 here, takes the early 4-2 lead. See the total kills there. Brookland doubling it up Shiloh. As we play in the second, and that one's going to be another error on Shiloh. We've seen that call probably a little more often in this match than we did in the first two.
Yeah, a lot of the times when you're in a high pressure situation, you have a lot of nerves. It's easy to get a little out of rhythm and double the ball.
Nice deflection at the net there for Brookland, and they take advantage of it. The deflection came from Barry, and Barry also put it down. So nice defense and offense combination for 22 in the middle for Brookland, the 6'1" senior.
Her third kill of the night, hitting 400. A lot of power behind that swing.
As that one's is going to be an ace, and I'm glad you mentioned that. She's hitting 400, and you think of baseball, of course, when you hear that number. Obviously, that's great. In volleyball, the number's a little different. What would be considered a good hitting average compared to an average one, or maybe even a great one?
I would say an average hitting would probably be like 300. You're good if you're 500 or above. I mean, you're fantastic if you're 500 or above. And obviously, it gets harder to have a higher hitting percentage the higher the level you get as the defense becomes better. So it's all kind of relative.
As that one's coming right at us. Nice job by Shiloh Christian to scramble to keep that one alive and send it back over to Brookland. And again, Barry is just having herself a day in the middle for the Lady Bearcats. And Coach Nathan Bodenstein going to take a timeout to talk it over, but let's keep it here. And so essentially, you said if a great hitter would be hitting 500, that means every other time they make contact with it, they're putting it down.
Exactly. That's when you know you're a good hitter. You're powerful. You see the open holes. But anything above 300 is really good, especially at this level. We're at the state finals. It's going to be hard to put a ball away, especially against Shiloh Christian, whose defense is on fire right now. But the Bearcats just using their power and tooling a lot of the time. Yeah,
we've seen already a handful of times a play at the net that Shiloh Christian has the block set up. They just, maybe whether it be arm angle or whether it be strength, they just can't get the ball back over. It hits their arm and it kind of trickles down right in front of them. And it just shows you the power of that offensive game for the Lady Bearcats.
Yeah, it's a timing thing, and it's also how high you can get above the net and how far you can press. Coaches train that a lot. You do pressing training, you do, I need to get there, I need to close the block. Like, you do a lot of practice with that, but it's just different with the speed of an actual in-game.
8-2 after 6 consecutive points for Brookland. And they're on the serve. Already leading at 1-0. 18 kills now for Brookland compared to the 8 for Shiloh. There's a lot of numbers that you could really dive into the weeds, but siding out nearly 61% of the time, there are the Lady Bearcats. Shiloh Christian needs to stunt this run quickly, and they can't. A nice job on the initial attack there. Maddie Smith elevates and puts one down.
That'll be her 4th kill of the night, and she's got hang time. That's why she's able to culminate so many of those kills. Look how long she's in the air for.
Yeah, stands just 5'5", but she's got plenty of elevation. And Shiloh Christian sends another long 8-0 run here for Brookland. The 4th straight year they've been here in Hot Springs, looking for the first title during that stretch. First championship since 2016, the Lady Bearcats are chasing. That one goes cross court, and another kill. Just could not handle that. It was Paige Addington for Shiloh, and the run continues, make it 9 consecutive points.
It's a really good back set by Brookland.
The service there, though, going to turn things around, and maybe that's the break Shiloh Christian needs to get things going their direction.
Exactly, and you can see the energy that Shiloh Christian has. The other team missed a serve. They're screaming. They're still in it. I don't think Shiloh Christian's going to give up. This is a deficit that you can come back from.
Yeah, way too much time left here in the second. We've seen kind of runs that Shiloh Christian can put on. I believe they beat, I think it was Mina in the second round, and it's set 25-5, and that one, that's back-to-back points for Shiloh.
It's a really good block by Riley. Getting there, pressing her hands over the net and just blocking that ball straight down.
We got a loose ball on the floor. That's what the whistle's for. That stops things. So on the end of the court, Coach John Newberry, head coach at University of Central Arkansas, is in attendance. On a random tidbit about John Newberry, he was the punter at UCA when I was there.
Oh, wow.
Days. Yeah. So, a former college punter, now leading the Sugar Bear volleyball squad.
And you know, that adds a little bit of pressure. The girls see there's a college coach there, possibly trying to get recruited by him. High stakes situation in so many different ways.
Brookland sends that one long, and Shiloh Christian starting to get into it. Their bench and the fans behind it, and Brookland's going to try to stop this momentum before it gets going. 11-6 Brookland will take a timeout. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Momentum starting to swing the other way as Shiloh Christian has reeled off 4 consecutive points and cut the Brookland lead 11-6 here in the second set. And we'll see if we can keep it going. And the Lady Saints. Again, Shiloh's in the blue and gold, Brookland in the red and black. That one, though, nice job coming out of the timeout for Brookland as Keely Berry, who's been a force in the middle, especially in this second set.
Brookland has found a lot of success hitting deep into the back corners.
Callison tries the cross-court kill, but that one sails long, and Brookland extends their advantage to 7.
You got to give credit to Shiloh's serve-receive. Every single time they're in system. And there's only 2 of them back there.
Strong on the return, and it goes right to a waiting Destiny Calderon, and the 5'9" senior puts it down for the Lady Bearcats, and they withstood that early Shiloh run. We saw both these teams have a lot of momentum coming out of a timeout. Now Brookland's taking advantage of it. Nice effort there for Bonanno. And a block helps her out. Big time block there by Callison and Jill Dudley. I believe it was the 2 that were standing next to one another. Correction, might have been Ryan Russell.
That's where Shiloh Christian's block is most effective. On the right side when they're blocking Brookland's outside. They've got a really good read on her shoulder.
Brookland tried the quick set, but the block right there for Shiloh. Oh, not a second time, though, as Brookland used the power game. Addie Vowell hammers one home.
Great angle swing, right in between 2 defenders. She looks happy about it.
15-7, Brookland. Trying to take a 2-0 set lead. Again, nicely placed. Maddie Smith puts another one down, 6 kills. That leads the way for Brookland.
Maddie Smith has very good control over where she puts the ball. She hits that back deep corner a lot. It's been very effective for her.
Shiloh Christian tries to answer, but that one sails wide. And control, of course, is obviously huge because everybody always talks about in the highlights that you see is someone just hitting it as hard as they possibly can, but it helps to know where it's going too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Control is the name of the game. You can be powerful, but if you can't control and place it in the right spot, you're not going to get a kill.
The tip there did not work for Brookland. See if Shiloh can take advantage of it. They try a tip of their own. Quick set for Shiloh Christian, and right in the middle, Callison hammers one home.
Callison hitting in the negatives right now, so she needed that for her team. We see it here. Big approach. Look at that snap of the wrist to the deep corner. Shiloh Christian needed that.
Second kill of the match for Callison. Nice block again by Shiloh's defense, but they can't take advantage of it. We'll see if they can reset here. Nicely placed. Abby James might have mishit that one a touch, but caught the Brookland defense off guard and found some orange playing surface. I don't really know what that's made of, to be quite honest. It's not hardwood, that's for sure.
I'd say rubber, but I don't think that's true.
If you have any chemical experts, tell us what a volleyball court's made of. Is another error by Brookland's allowing Shiloh Christian to creep back into it even more. 17-10. I think I was going to need to break out my college chemistry today, but I might need to.
Now I'm going to not. I can't stop thinking about it. I have to know.
Nice dig there by Bonanno. Can't get to that one, though, as Smith puts another down for Brookland. It really feels like anytime the Bearcats need a big point, they're not going to the sides in the middle. They're going out to Smith on the outside.
Smith with a ton of control, and she puts it in that back right corner almost every time. I almost want to see Shiloh Christian's defense shift and put pressure on her elsewhere.
Nice dig by Williams for Shiloh Christian, but a big block inside for the Brookland defense, and I believe that was Calderon. We got a hand on it and put Brookland 6 points away from taking set number 2.
Here we see the replay. Great timing, good press, and stuff block. And you know, that's a teamwork thing too. The right sider has to set up where she wants the middle to come to and get that placement right.
That serve attempt goes long. Shiloh Christian now takes control. 19-11, though, they're behind. Could use a big run here. Callison at the serve.
And if anything, you could use the run to gain momentum for the next set.
That's another big kill for Brookland. Calderon, she's played well up to this point. Her 4th kill of the match. Starting to see the numbers really skew the way of Brookland. But Shiloh's got an answer. Caroline Ramsey, the first time we've called her name.
Yep, but
the kill.
With that one, the blocker was just a little late. She was coming down when the ball was being hit. Just hit off her inside hand.
That service goes well long, 21-12.
You really can't afford to miss that serve. Being down by this much, at that point you kind of just want to focus on consistency.
Yeah, earlier we talked about there was plenty of time, but now Shiloh's running out of time here in the second set. Cross-court attack there, saved, and Brookland's got Shiloh scrambling. And that one's going to go well long. 10-point lead for Brookland, and Coach Nathan Bodenstein going to take another timeout. And so we'll step aside with them. Lady Bearcats in firm control here, trying to take a 2-0 lead on Shiloh Christian. 30-second break. And coming back as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charity, education, and exceptional service, because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Back here inside Bank OZK Arena in Brookland. For the 4th straight year, they're in the championship match, and they certainly look the part as the Lady Bearcats in firm control this 4A title bout with Shiloh Christian. They took the first set, as you saw, 25-20, but they've almost been in cruise control here in the second, 22-12.
Yep, Shiloh Christian currently hitting in the negatives, and that's where they're struggling. And if you hit in the negatives, that means you have more errors than you have kills. So a couple of their players have more errors than they do kills right now.
Yeah, that's going to change right there, though, as a big swing for Shiloh Christian. About took out our line judge.
Caroline Ramsey's third kill of the day. Nice snap on the ball to the deep corner. We see the deep corner swing getting a lot of points today.
22-13, Shiloh's got to put together a run. A quick set there and a tip, that'll work.
Feed her while she's hot, number 4, Caroline Ramsey.
3 of her 4 kills have all come in the last 8 points or so.
Little left-handed tip.
Gotta do what you can, sometimes be unorthodox to keep Brookland on their heels, I guess, and that time goes to the net, so a real quick 3 straight points coming out of the timeouts for the Lady Saints.
Lady Saints needed this, if not for this set, for the next one for sure.
Another error for Brookland, and Coach Nancy Rodriguez is going to take a timeout. And now we're starting to see those runs and that momentum swing like you expect here in the high school volleyball championships. We'll keep it here. No point taking 2 timeouts back to back. And I mean, I guess this is kind of what you expect. Volleyball is certainly a game of runs, and Shiloh Christian needs to put together a big one.
Yeah, they do. What are they behind? They're behind 6 right now. I mean, they're still in it. It's not over till you hit 25 points. So they just need to remain calm and just keep pushing like they are, because obviously Brookland's on their heels.
Nice run here. Paige Addington on the serve. They've really kept Brookland off the attack. And that obviously all starts with a big service point to begin.
Exactly. The serve is huge for getting the other team out of system, for putting pressure on their hitters and their setter. It all starts with a good aggressive serve.
22-16. Addington with the serve. Another one. Nice job at the net there. Reese Jones. I think Coach Bodenstein was even peeking up at the official, wondering if she might have leaned a little too far over the net. They get the benefit of the doubt, but the serve goes long.
What a good run by Shiloh Christian.
They certainly needed it. 23-17. Now they've got to find a way to get ball back. A nice job there again at the net for Barry, and she's credited with the kill. Caroline Ramsey was right there defending. Just could not get the placement in the full block.
Really strong tip, tooling the blocker. That's her 6th kill of the day.
Shiloh Christian trying to keep this second set alive. And the block certainly does so for at least another point. The interior of that Shiloh Christian defense at the net has certainly played well.
A lot of the times when you have a big hitter coming out of the middle, your outside or your right side blocker will come in and help out your middle block. And that paid off right there for them.
Bella Bonanno on service. A little knuckler just seemed to die. She gets credited with the ace. Unless you've played volleyball, and you can't really see it on TV, you don't understand how much the ball really moves, like left to right, as it's allegedly coming at you, and all of a sudden it just dives one direction.
No, it's so true. On TV, you can't really tell, but in real life, that ball drops, or it'll float a little higher than it was before, but.
Yeah, Brookland, though, finds a way to survive in set number 2 as Smith puts another one down, her 8th kill of the match, and Brookland is now up 2-0, 25-19 in the second. Lady Bearcats 1 set away from sweeping the 4A championship match. Be sure to stick around. Don't go anywhere as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
There's well over 2,000 Arkansas rice farms. 96% of them are family owned and operated.
It's all about building community.
The results we've been seeing have been very promising.
I grew up watching the farm, knowing every detail about it.
If you take care of the soil will take care of you.
It helps us to give back to the land and make sure that it's going to be there for future generations.
Every community has a story to tell, and if somebody will tell it, it'll be interesting.
We never gonna stop.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Get an inside look at what it truly means to be a farmer today and the stressors and struggles that come with the lifestyle in Arkansas PBS's new podcast, The Growing Season. Available everywhere you listen to your podcasts. 2-0. Brookland has the lead. As we get set to start set number 3, she's Madison Fitzpatrick. I'm Bobby Swafford, and expect a good one here. Brookland trying to end the schneid of 3 consecutive state finals losses, and they're certainly well on their way to doing so. Momentum can certainly swing the other direction. Shiloh Christian, though, can't dig that one out. And Brookland draws first blood here in the third.
Coach Rodriguez earlier said that they're a hard team to defend because they have so many options, and we really are seeing that here today.
That service goes long as well. Again, as you mentioned on several occasions, we've seen that a lot. The 7th service error we've seen now on Brookland, 4 on Shiloh, compared to this combined 5 aces between the two teams. Shiloh Christian, though, speak it into existence.
You did that for them. You should take credit for that.
Paige Addington placed that one perfectly. You can bottle that up and sell it. Everybody in the world would buy it. Nice job at the block defensively. And you got to believe if Shiloh Christian's going to find a way to crawl back into this match, they're going to have to do it based on their defense.
100%. I said it before, that's where their block is strongest, on that right side. They have that whole area sealed off really nicely.
Nice job by Brookland, though, to stop the mini run to start the third. And again, it was the tip game. Brookland's had a lot of success with that. Those two things probably go hand in hand as you're talking about. Shiloh Christian's done a great job setting up their block. Of course, how to avoid that is the tip game.
Exactly. You catch the block off guard, you go on 2, they're not expecting it. And, ooh, big rally.
That one called a lift. It's the first time we've seen that all day today, so I'm going to have to go to the expert, which would be you, on exactly what that means.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that one. It's usually if the ball is on your platform or your hand for a little bit longer of a time and it's kind of like you held it there before it popped up.
Yep. It's almost like a catch and a push.
Exactly.
As that one hits the, I guess you call that the pin. So indicates it was out as it crossed over the net. And Shiloh Christian has a 4-3 lead. Brookland tries to go cross court, and that one sails long. Shiloh up 5-3. And this is all it takes, Madison. Get a little momentum to start the third set, crawl back into it, and you never know what could happen.
Exactly. There's 5 sets for a reason. We're in state. Why not push it to 5? Why not, if you're Shiloh Christian, go all out for as long as you can?
A tip again for Brookland. Almost worked, but nice scramble job by Shiloh to keep the point alive. Shiloh Christian take advantage. They try the quick set. Callison rejected though. And now Brookland has a chance to take advantage.
Shiloh Christian's defense is on fire.
The longest rallies we've had today. Again, keeps it alive. So the play at the net has been exceptional here in the third, but finally put down.
The line judge got a little confused and called it out, but it was very clearly a foot in. Great swing.
Well, that one's put down, and now we can put a bow on the conversation we had earlier. The court is made either of hard plastic or vinyl, as there's a good look at the replay. So appreciate the text line.
Our teammates appalled by the out call. But it was in and at a really good spot.
There's a good look at the replay there. And the point does go to Brookland.
Shiloh Christian still in the lead.
5-4 advantage for the Saints. They're going to add to it. Nice job, kind of an inside out. Haven't seen that as much as I expected today, as the attacker kind of loops around the setter and tries to catch the defense off guard a touch.
Yep, it's called a slide when the middle runs behind the setter, and a lot of the times that's most effective when the middle has to hurry up, so they have a lot of aggression and power behind the ball, and that's what just happened.
6-4 Shiloh, but that lead doesn't last very long, as that one's put down with authority by Destiny Calderon.
Her 5th kill. So powerful, a lot of snap on the ball, and to the right back of the court where Shiloh has been struggling to defend.
Yeah, she's been successful, hitting 400 for the match. Go right back to her, and again, she's successful. 23 in red is on fire here in set number 3, and that ties the match at 6 apiece.
I don't say the word ain't, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I guess could apply here.
So you do say ain't.
I guess I just did.
Third grade grammar teacher is appalled right now.
Yeah, she is.
As that one sent wide, and Brookland putting together another mini run. We've seen this happen in each of the first 2 sets. Now here in the third, Brookland answers that early storm from Shiloh, and once you weather it, you get a chance to take advantage of the momentum. And a block there for Brookland. Let's see if they can take advantage offensively. And they can. Again, Maddie Smith from the outside, kill number 9 of the match. And they've taken 8-6 advantage.
Brookland has a lot of options on the offense. The setter is able to spread the ball out quite nicely, and it's keeping Shiloh Christian on their toes.
34 kills up to this point in the match for Brookland. Shiloh trying to stop the mini run. Tip, can't quite get it over the net though. It's Calderon as her magic runs out, at least for now. And Shiloh chips away 8-7. That's a good look at Coach Nancy Rodriguez.
I'll tell you what, Paige Addington, who just came off the court, has got that tip area down. She's dug about 3 balls over there, so if I were Brookland, I don't think I would tip there because Paige is all over it.
Savvy Williams on the serve, the junior. Sits one across. And Shiloh Christian a chance to tie it up here. Allison in the middle, and she hammers it down. That was just great ball movements. Nice little touch right in the middle, and Callison knew what to do with it.
It's Callison's 4th kill. A lot of snap on that ball, a lot of power behind that hit.
Yep, just split the 2 defenders on trying to put together the block. A little frantic play on both sides there. And Smith, his shot was deflected. Nice point here. Good rally on both sides. Defense is showing up. Smith, another one deflected at the net. See if Shiloh Christian can put one down. They just get it over. Oh, the tip. Nice job there. And Coach Bodenstein thought he got a hand. His team got a hand underneath it. But not ruled that way. Yes.
I thought so too. Let's take a look here. The dump by the setter. Ooh.
It's close. Certainly close.
I thought you got that up, Bud Rodriguez again, being so effective on the on-2.
Brookland leading at 9-8. I'm going to add to that one as that one's going to soar over our head here on the broadcast table.
The same spot. That is her magic spot right there. Just a quick snap, right to right back. And even if there's a defender there, it's usually a shank.
Callison again attacks, and this one gets it down. That one deflected off of defense, but Callison has kind of risen to the occasion. She now leads the team with 5 kills. Abby James and Carolina Ramsey 4 apiece for Shiloh.
Yep, Callison kind of becoming that hitter that you can depend on for Shiloh Christian.
That's her on the serve as well. Calderon. James dug out in the back row. Really start to feel the tension mounting here in the set number 3.
Oh, wow.
Another tip at the net, and great job by Rodriguez. We saw a lot of that in the first set, and Shiloh Christian kind of adjusted to it, but of course the frantic rally there, she's able to tip that one over, and Brookland takes an 11-9 lead.
7 kills by Chloe Rodriguez, and those might all be on 2.
Shiloh tries to answer right back.
Shiloh's trying that same spot, but it's not as open.
Nice job by the block defensively. Polsgrove got a hand on that one. But Shiloh eventually going to put one down. How tough defensively? You get a block, and mentally you think, okay, obviously that's a positive for you. But again, you've got to be able to bounce back, get back into position because the team's on the attack again.
Oh, exactly. The best teams are the teams that can recycle the ball, which means you hit into the block, they block it. You pass that, you recycle the ball again, and can put the ball away for a second time. And that just means the other team's defense has got to get ready. You have to have that short attention span and always be on your toes. Here's the replay. Good swing, and Shiloh Christian's defense can't get to it. The block tried to slow it down.
It's called the short-term memory loss. This is going to be a point for Brookland, I believe. Another error. 13-10.
If your setter's in the back row and they're at the front and they jump and they reach over the net, then that's illegal, and it's a point for the other team. That's what happened right there.
Nice dig by Bonanno on that back row. to 10 here in the third. The quick set did not work. Defensively, Kaylee Berry right there. The 6'1" senior has come up huge.
Shut it down.
6 kills, 2 blocks for Berry as Brookland leads at 14-10. Shiloh takes a timeout, so we'll step aside with them. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back inside Bank OZK Arena. Brookland leading this third set, 14-10. You can see it there on your screen. Coach Nancy Rodriguez's squad has a 2-set-0 lead. It means it's too early to start counting the points, but 11 away from claiming their first title since 2016. Shiloh, though, they're not going to go away as they answer right out of that timeout. And we've seen that happen a lot in this match. The team takes a timeout, try to stop the momentum, and they exactly do so.
Oh, yeah, the timeout works. It's a really smart call by the coach.
Addington with the ace. She's been really impressive on the service line.
That low, deep float comes in so flat. It's a really hard one to get a good serve receive off of.
Lefty. That one, though, dug out nicely by Walker, and can't do anything with it. Shiloh Christian is down 14-10 at the timeout. All of a sudden, they're a point away from evening the match.
They respond really well out of timeouts.
Credit to good coaching and, of course, good players, and that one hit the pin. That's going to be ruled out. So Shiloh Christian, 4 straight points. They tie this match up at 14 apiece. Keep saying the match, of course, I mean set number 3.
Mm-hmm. It always starts with a good aggressive serve to get the other team out of system.
Oh, nice answer, though, there by Brookland. He's going to put that one just too far to the left of Bonanno. She's not able to dig it out. Maddie Vowell credited with the kill. Her 4th of the match.
Just a little bit out of reach of the libero. A nice deep corner swing.
Nice job for the block for defensively for Brookland, and then try to answer offensively, and Maddie Smith does. She's always just seems in the right place at the right time, and Shiloh Christian hasn't quite found the answer for number 10 as she picks up kill number 10.
Kill number 10, so athletic and quick. That's why she's always at the right place at the right time. She's so fast.
Yeah, great serve there for Brookland. And so the Lady Bearcats answered that 4-0 run from Shiloh with 3 consecutive points of their own. And Hannah Bass, who picked up that ace, is back at the serve.
Scramble play.
Brookland defense just keeping things alive. Shiloh bench thought that one might have been out, but ruled good by the down official. And now that one's going to be called a lift. And so Brookland wins that rally and 4 consecutive points for the Lady Bearcats.
Ryan Russell just a little too early on the block, was coming down when the ball was coming down on top of her, and the ref thinks she held it for a little too long.
You see Brooklyn Bonino over there talking to the official, saying that ball that they thought it was out, but the line judge ruled it good, and she's standing on the line looking right down it. And another ace.
We just can't talk about momentum enough.
Yeah, the service game for Brookland's been really good the last handful of points. And you can credit number 16 right there on your screen, Hannah Bass, for that. 5 straight for Brookland. Miscommunication there for Shiloh, but they do get it over, excuse me. And that one, though, deflected by Bonino. And Shiloh's going to have to take another timeout as 6 straight points as the Brookland Lady Bearcats is 5 points away from a title. So we'll take a timeout with them. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championships presented by Everett Buick GMC.
When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
All the championships, yeah. If you want a copy of today's championship match or any of the other 4 that are going on today, all you have to do to go is mmproductions.net, place your order, and watch it over and over again. Brookland just 5 points away from claiming this 4A state volleyball championship. They've scored 6 straight. Shiloh Christian gets it across. Now Brookland on the attack. Nice dig out there in the middle. Instead, we've got another error on the line. And Shiloh Christian starting to see this one slip away from them.
Maddie Smith, her 12th kill of the night. The explosiveness from Smith has been incredible today.
I guess we can't talk about enough about the service of Hannah Bass. She's really wearing out that back row, and I spoke that error into existence. Sorry, Bass family. But, I mean, that run of 7 straight points, pretty impressive.
They needed that. They needed that to break away. And she came up big for them for sure.
Can Shiloh put together another run? Bonino, she's on the serve. Defensively, another nice block there by Shiloh at the net. And scramble to get it across. Yep. A great hustle play there by Ryan Russell, but she crept over the line, and the official right there to spot it. And point awarded to Brookland. That's just so tough. I mean, of course, you've got to do everything you can to throw your body at the ball to keep it alive. And, of course, you got to be able to track that body and maintain, I guess, composure, if you want to call it that, and stay across the line as that one sails on.
Yeah, and speaking of composure, you know, Brookland's been to the finals the past 3 years, so they have that advantage of experience, and you can really tell by how calm and composed they have been throughout these 3 sets.
Brookland 23-15 in set number 3. Gets across. Nice job by Menino to keep that one alive for Shiloh. But Maddie Smith kills it. Maddie Smith puts it down. Kill number 13 of the match for her. Kill number 45 as a team. And championship points here in Class 4A is on your television screen.
We got the fans almost ready to storm the court.
Callison swings from the right side. Now Brookland on the attack. Nice cross-court kill there from Ryan Russell. And we expected her. We knew that if Shiloh was going to have a chance to win this one, she was going to have a big match. 350 kills coming into this one, though, but she's been pretty quiet. Just her 2nd kill of the match.
Yeah, it's been really hard for Shiloh Christian to get in system.
The tip, and it's fitting. They've had so much success with it. And the tip there gives Brookland the 4A state championship.
It is truly fitting that the game ends with Chloe Rodriguez on the on-2. 8 kills from the setter. Incredible.
The tip from number 11 in red. And Nancy Rodriguez and the Brookland Lady Bearcats are letting the emotions come out because mentally, physically, any other way you can describe it, losing 3 straight years in the championship match has to take a toll on you. But Brookland exercises those demons and takes down Shiloh Christian in straight sets for their 4th state championship in school history.
Yep, you can see Coach Rodriguez crying right now. All the workouts, all the practices, so much time and effort put into this, and to come up short 3 times to finally have it all come together. I can't imagine how that feels.
We'll take a quick timeout. Trophy presentation coming up. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Volleyball Championship presented by Everett Buick GMC.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
We're back inside Bank OZK Arena as Brookland has claimed the 4A state championship. Shiloh Christian receiving their state runner-up trophy. Obviously a great season for Coach Nathan Bodenstein and company in the year at 26-7. So they just, I'm not going to say no match because they clearly had opportunity in this title game, but Brookland and the way they swung it after I guess the initial nerves of this contest, they really took over offensively.
Oh, exactly. After the nerves went away, you could tell how comfortable they were in this arena. You could tell how experienced all their players are, and they had so many offensive options between the setter, the outside, and the right side. They even threw in some back row. I mean, there was a lot going on, and it was honestly too much for Shiloh Christian to handle. Let's
take a look at some numbers before we get the coach and the MVP to come over. Maddie Smith, not surprisingly, led the way for the Brookland offense, 13 kills. Chloe Rodriguez, 8 kills, though, at .316 hitting percentage from that setter position, and that's just a weapon that a lot of teams don't have, and it's just such a luxury if you're the head coach.
Oh, 100%, especially because the blocker's not ready, and then the defenders probably aren't ready for it. So as a defensive team, you have to be on your toes and ready for that.
Yep, Keely Berry, 7 kills, along with Destiny Calderon. The middle of that Brookland offense was just so impressive to see today because, you know, we talk about balance, and that's one thing that you and I talk about with the coaches leading up to this is it's always nice to have those options, multiple weapons offensively, and it really panned out today as Brookland has, well, to me on the screen, 2, 4, 6, 7 players with at least 5 kills or more. Shiloh Christian had 2 players with 5 kills or more.
Exactly. If you have one hitter that you like to feed the whole time, then the other team can get used to their shoulder, can read them better, they can get the block out to them in time, and it's just a lot easier to play a team like that. So the fact that they have so many options was just a huge weapon and definitely a huge reason why they won state today.
Yeah, the first championship for Brookland came back in 2006, but they're going to add to that trophy case today. Finally get it done after 4 straight years, and 5 of the last 7 Brookland was in this championship match, and they're going to take it home, first title since 2016. Coach Nancy Rodriguez going to make her way over here. I think they're doing a line dance out there as we speak.
They did this before the game. I think this is like a thing of theirs.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it worked for them.
Yep. See her celebrating with. Yep, we're trying to rile the coach as they're going to make their way over here right now. Some final numbers: hitting percentage 189 for Brookland, just .020 for Shiloh Christian. 19 kills, 17 errors for the Saints, 46 kills, and just 22 attack errors for Brookland, and those numbers really tell the story.
Exactly. In the end, the numbers win the game, as much as we think that everything else does, but the numbers really don't lie. And Brookland showed up today.
Yeah, there you can see Coach Nancy Rodriguez making her way to our vantage points here and have her stand between us.
Coach Nancy first? Or?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We can talk to whoever we want to. First off, congratulations, as we are joined by Chloe Rodriguez. And Chloe, after losing it 3 years in a row, I know you weren't there for all of them. What does this mean for you and your team?
It's always, with that group of team, it's been a dream for all of us. That's like our one goal. A lot of us played JO when we were younger, and like that's our one goal that we were shooting for when we were older, and it's just the best thing ever.
You know, one thing, it's nice not to play Valley View. I understand that. But for you guys, really, after about the first 10 or 15 points, really took advantage offensively, and I would say that your tip game had a lot to do with that.
Yes, I will say at the beginning of the game, our offensive game was not good, but we worked through it, and we finally got it to click, and it clicked.
Talk to us about what was so special about this year's team that you guys finally did it.
Well, I will say last year's team was really good too. We made it to the finals, but I believe that finals chance last year prepared us for this year. Like, we were just a better team again this year, and like we were just stronger, and we just know how to work through things, and we're just like a better team overall, and I feel like we just came out there and did our best.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
congratulations,
you.
Chloe. Appreciate it. As we're going to take the headset from you and hand it over to your coach. The coach, as you step over here between us, we were just talking with Chloe. Obviously, you knew how to get to Hot Springs, but losing it 3 years in a row, what does it mean today to finally get that championship?
Oh, it means everything. And with this team has been just super special to me. They just love each other. They love life. They love volleyball, and their parents are awesome. And it's just been a dream year. And so to cap it off and win it all, I don't even, I feel kind of like it's not real, like someone should maybe pinch me a little bit.
I was going to ask, what did that final point feel like? Such a long season.
It was surreal. It was surreal. I mean, I kind of felt the emotions maybe when we were like at 2015, because, I mean, you don't want to like count your chickens, but you kind of like know that's hard to come back from. But, I mean, you just get all the, the feelings from the whole year and the pressure, and it just kind of weighs on you. And then you got to, I'm a mom and a coach, and that's a whole nother balance. But it was awesome. I'm so happy.
It really seemed like when you guys needed that big point, you knew that you could go to number 10, Maddie Smith, anytime, and she was going to take advantage.
Yeah, well, so this is her third finals to play in. Like, we moved her up when she was a freshman, and last year she played, and she did a great job. And, I don't think our offense ever got clicking like it has in the past. I think that they had a pretty good block, and they, we like to go down the line a lot, so they blocked us a lot from there. And their libero is legit, and so, anytime they leave a seam, she's going to dig anything out of it. So I don't know that our offense ever got to flowing like I wanted it to, but it was enough, obviously.
The 4th championship in school history, first since 2016. Go celebrate this one. I know it means a lot.
2016, 6 years ago today.
Well, how about that?
Wow. How about that, right?
Congratulations.
This is a sign. Thank you so much.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
3 championships down, 2 more to go as Brookland captures the 4A state crown. We got a dandy coming up, the 5A state volleyball championship. Oh, this may be the best of the day coming up. Benton taking on Valley Views in the finals for the 20th. I'm going to say that again, the 20th consecutive year. Benton Valley View coming up next. First serve going to be a little after 5 o'clock. Final thoughts on this one. I mean, we thought that Brookland was going to probably have a chance to get off the schneid of 3 state finals losses, and they looked apart from the most of them.
100%, and it's kind of what we've seen all day today. Whichever team comes and capitalizes on that first set and has the momentum going for them, and has the energy and has all of it starting from the beginning, they've been successful, and it's been in 3 sets, all 3 games.
Yep. So that's going to do it from us for Inside Bank OZK Arena. For Madison Fitzpatrick, I'm Bobby Swalker. Be sure to join us 5 o'clock. Benton Valley View in the 5A state championship. Stick around. Come back.